Well, Mark Robinson, I guess you've been watching Burton Albion's progress with interest. They've moved away from the relegation zone, something that we're looking to do ourselves, of course, as well. Been a number of changes there. What have you made of them?
Yeah, as you said, their progress is, obviously they've had a big change in personnel and they've done excellent. I'm not sure exactly how many players they brought in January, but they had a big change, and their form's been excellent. So you obviously have to look at that. Our form guide last 6 games, I think we're joint 8th in the form guide. So we've done well ourselves, but we've got to kick on from that, obviously, and we want to kick on from that. So yeah, as always, we look at the opposition, but as I've said before, we try and keep it to 20% because we want to talk about what we're going to do. So we've looked at what we believe is their key 20% that we need to try and nullify. And then the rest, as always, is about us, so that we can keep building our confidence and players feel empowered to perform.
Of course, they had a good result on Saturday against Peterborough. We had a good result as well, much improved performance at Blackpool. How's analysis gone coming in on Monday?
Yeah. As I said, we always look at their games, and they were excellent against Peterborough, and we've just reinforced a lot of good things about our performance from Saturday, and there was an awful lot of good things. So that was part of the meeting today. The kind of review on Saturday's game was also a preview moving forward. So it was, these are the reasons why we performed like we did on Saturday, and we have to keep doing these things, getting these habits right, getting these processes right, and then keep adding to them. So that's the process that we look at. And it would have been the same if we'd got lots of things wrong. We would have needed to put them to bed. So that was part of the analysis and the review this morning. That Gonzalo was, I worked on Sunday with that, and then he puts that together for us, ready for the Monday meeting.
And with the players themselves, of course, as well, you've said previously, everyone is different. You're getting to know them, you're getting to work with each of them as well. How are you finding that kind of man management side of it?
Yeah, no, I enjoy that side of it, really enjoying that side of it, because everyone is different, and that is a real challenge. You're leaving players out who are performing really, really well in training. Only 11 of them can play, and that's a big challenge. It's very different from development, where they know there's natural rotation. Here, everyone wants to play, so when they're performing well and they can do a job, that is a challenge. But no, I'm enjoying it. You get to know the players that way. You get to know how they're thinking, and you want players to be unhappy. You want them all to want to be playing. You're in trouble if they don't want to play. It's just how we deal with that, and making sure that their reaction doesn't bring the culture and the environment down. So they're going to be disappointed, but it can't bring down what we're doing. There also needs to be a look at the bigger picture and what we're trying to create here.
And the coaching structure as well, we're getting to know a little bit more about that. Of course, Rob Teagley we've known for a long time. It was good to speak to him last week. And Andy Parslow, that was a really interesting chat we had with him as well last week. How's that dynamic working between you all now?
Yeah, it's good. We've just got to make sure that everyone remembers what the club was built on as well. It's not just about coming in and being specialists in what you do. It's about what we are as a football club as well, and everyone has to chip in to make sure that we're doing everything else around the ground, because that's what we're built on. So they've got opportunities there, really great opportunities working at a professional football club, and they need to make sure we also keep that togetherness and make sure everyone's chipping in on all the other stuff that potentially people don't enjoy doing so much.
We've just come back in from a fairly intensive training session. Paul Losser and Alex Woodyard, how are they?
Yeah, no, they had a bit. Well, Woody come down later and he got clattered with a ball, but he's fine. He was fine. No, Paul, so he had a collision. But again, when you train at intensity, you're going to have those things. And the collision come from Paul wanting to go on a press, and it come from one of the lads here who's on trial wanting to spin out, create space, and they've had a bit of a collision. So that happens when you train at match tempo or want to take it beyond that tempo. So, but no, Paul couldn't wait to get back up, so Tim checked him over and he got back up, and then went on to continue to affect the session. So he's great. Yeah.
So they're all good, but I suppose the one bit of team news that centres around for tomorrow regarding Ethan Chislett, yeah?
Yeah, Ethan, he's just not quite ready, unfortunately. It's just one of those things we really don't want to make worse, because he's obviously going to be really important to us moving forward. So he just needs it to settle down. It's an Achilles problem, so we just we can't afford to make it worse, because then it'll just go on and on. So it's more about we need to get it right, because he's going to be really important to us in the running.
And the only other bit of team news, bit of encouraging news as well, is that Paul Callenby continues to make progress to maybe 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, Paul's back running now. Just saw him this morning at a chat, so he's running now. So yeah, just spoke to Tim, and yeah, 3 or 4 weeks he could be back with us, which is great news. Gives us even more options, which is good.
You've also got 23's development friendly again tomorrow against Cambridge United. Tell us a little bit about that and what you're hoping to get from that.
Well, again, it's the players who aren't involved, making them going to play football, and it's changing their mindset. Obviously, they're disappointed they're not in the squad, but I've just said to them, if you want to get into the squad or you want to get into the starting lineup, well, then you need to go and show me in these games what you're going to bring. So, again, it's just a shift in mindset that they need to go and play. Would be a good test, and we set every player a target in terms of our identity, as I said before in the previous interview. The great thing is now all the teams are going to be playing a similar style of football, so there's no excuses. So it's okay if you want to break into the starting 11 and be part of it, well, you need to show what you're going to bring to the starting 11. So those games will be filmed, which I'll get a chance to watch, and I'll get a report back from Mike. So again, the lads have been fine about it, but I need to see them go and put in elite performances and see that they genuinely want to get in the starting lineup.
For yourself now, the focus obviously clearly on tomorrow night, back under the lights at Plough Lane against Burton and Albion. Yeah. It's going to be tough opposition, but as you say, go out there and be the best that we can. Yeah.
That's that is going to be the continued measure. We go out, we do what we do, and I think the 3 points should come. If they don't come, then we revisit the processes. I think anyone can see that there's been, apart from the whole game possibly when we went off track a little bit and started doing our own thing, there has been progression from the Wigan game. Even the Peterborough game, we were very, very good in the first half. So and I think Saturday was the closest we've been to putting in a 90-minute performance. There's still loads and loads to work on, still lots of things that we can do better, but that's the only way it can be, is that continued progression and not getting knee-jerk and not panicking and keep talking about what's going to bring about winning performances.
Robbo, thanks for your time.
Cheers, Rob.